If life was the existence of time, the time would be defined by what we say within our voice. Unheard to the human eye, we know that we are part of what exists only in time. Without the evolution of growth, we would be sadly mistaken to believe that we are above anything in life. As I just feel on my pants, I need to sew my pants because I realize there's a hole in my damn pants. So today it was crazy because I got a little excited. I was like, oh, my favorite person is here, the cleaning lady, oh, she's so happy. And then I was like, I want to make clothes for her. And then it sucks because I get so excited when I'm like when I'm making clothes for people. It's like, oh, I just want to just put everything on you. And then people are not ready for that. So we have to remember to slow down and say, hey, would you like this? And then we approach, it's like when we get into our trade, no matter who it is, it can be photography, it can be video, it can be singing, dancing, no matter, romancing, everything has an expression that we allow ourselves to slow down in order to allow a message or an expression to come out. Because sometimes we forget that not everyone is excited as we are when it comes to certain things. So now we, mess up the friendships and mess up connections because we forget that everyone is different. So what we do is we end up creating more of other things in order to be able to assist in those situations for the future and learn how to do paperwork, and we do these agreements and things that can make things more understandable and understandable to everyone who is a part of the creation. And this is why we have things that happen in the future by allowing ourselves to feel into the expression of what could be when we create in harmony instead of fear of what was, when in fact the fear was never there. It was just our feeling from another experience in our lives. And we end up putting these experiences on the new people when we don't really get to know who we are until we communicate with each other. Which is why I want to become friends with everyone that I meet. That way I can know this and that about a person, so I can approach each person the way that they are, still be uniquer than myself, but also know, okay, here we go. And this makes it easier for our transitions through communications, because there's so many communication blocks, especially when we're dealing with, for example, I have a lot of Japanese friends, but my Japanese is totomoskoshi. I barely know. I know Japanese enough to get by, but not enough to have a conversation. So, and then I have German is not that. I have a few Russian. Then I have a few. I used to speak Swahili at one point. And that was okay, but that was for someone else. And then his Espanol, I stopped doing that. So now it's bits and pieces of all different languages. I can say I love you in 5 different languages, I believe. And let me see, Ish Libidish, Niamua, Daisuki. Daisuki is like boyfriend, girlfriend, I believe. Daisuki. But it's been a while. Uh, what else? Then I love you. Oh, I can say that one. Well, I can say that in many ways. I love you. Yes, I do. I do love you. I love you. When I do, I ooh. I can be suddenly the face I see. I can be suddenly. I can be. This is what I do. I do it for you. Some people really want it, but they don't know how to say. This is me, what I can be for you. This is how I can see. This is how I can know. This is how I can say that you are what you are. Suddenly I see you. Suddenly I know you. Suddenly I feel you are that you are. I suddenly ended up in a choir, and I didn't know how that happened. I was just walking near a church, and the door was open. I said, okay. And they were in the middle of a song, and there was a chair waiting for me. I was like, what the hell? This happened there. And now here I stand with a concert in 3 weeks. And I don't even know the song, other than what I remember. Do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, do, ti, la, so, fa, mi, re, do. Ti, ha, la. So, ho, ha, ha, si. Fa, me, si, la, ga. Ji, ga, ta, la, se. Fa, me, sa, la, si, va, ga, za, ve. O, la, si, ma, la, si, a, la, de. O, ma, la, si, va, la, vo. E, la, sa, ra, ta, ma, da, la, go. E, la, va, se, va, de, vo, do. What if our breath was an expression of our soul? Would we drink water? Would we remain cold? Would we allow birch essential oils to permeate our nose? Birch essential oils. Head over to doTERRA PDX to explore more about life in birch essential oil. Remember the time when we were young and we had friends, we played house, we played doctor, we played all these things. We played these things. Well, some of us may have been these things at a young age, coming out of the baby, just like, scalpel. So the thing is, we have these past experiences of all these things in which we have no clue of which they bring into our life until they do happen. And then when we do that, we experience something epic. Something more like a mood booster. Cheerful and upbeat music to lift your spirits. Inspirational mood enhances song. Imagine what life is like when we experience when we connect to our inner self, we find a creation that is born, a creation that allows us to see more of our expression, more of what is not to be, just as what is to be seen. This creation happens before our eyes daily. This creation is guaranteed to allow us to uplift our ways in beautiful ways and days. In which we create our passion of fashion. Fashion is a unique set of obstacles which allows us to remember that everything is not what we think it is. Once we remember this within ourselves, we would say this difference between each one of us is not quite different at all. This is why within the clothing I make, I have a few questions. 1. Would you want to feel comfortable in your clothing? 2. Would you want to wear clothing that will last longer than most marriages? Hashtag much longer. 3. Do you care about fitness? And 4. The fourth question will be asked during our one-on-one consultation. And this one-on-one consultation will further assist us in seeing where we can better help to what we're going to be doing. Let's sort this out for a second. We don't have much time, but 1 minute 30 seconds is plenty of time to figure this out. So, when we come together, we will be assisting one another in interpreting a way to better progress your life and our journey as a team as we build the communication to advance human nature through the existence of our present day and age, through the growth of life. Thank you for allowing yourself to take part of this transmission, as this is Roshan Woods. Through the creation of life, we are bringing forth a new us through this new bond. Become a Patreon. Email patreon@theroseshow.net or visit theroseshow.net to see how that is all coming together. And becoming an earlier patron of this growth will allow me to do more of this and also share. www.theroseshow.net